But what's the common term we can use for decision making? Common term. Common term for the decision? Noun. Decision action word. What happens there? One term, a similar term is choice, no? Choice. Decision is a choice. Option. An option. Oh, an alternative. You have also come here making a choice, no? Selecting sub-campus for your higher studies. Other option. You might consider other option. ICTP like private campuses. Finally, ended up with this. Are you happy about this addition? Yeah, I think it's the best option. Can have both parts. Both qualifications. In that sense, this would be a best choice made by you, no? But you have to work through it. That will not happen automatically. You have to work your own responsibility. Yeah. Motivation is number one. Right, then decision making is choice making. Choice making. It's the process of choice making. Choice making. That's the function we consider. Process we consider is decision making, no? Choice making. Or making choices from available choices. From available choices. Or select and implement an alternative from available alternatives. And those should be considered in the steps in the decision making process. But to do that, there should be a need or a problem. Without that, we don't consider to engage in this process. There should be a problem or a requirement or a need. That's the starting point in the decision making process. The decision maker, therefore we all can be called as makers, like managers. Then the decision maker should have a problem or need. It can be a challenge or an opportunity. Also, my there should be a gap. But in the gap, we try to gather information about the different alternatives. Then root causes should be identified. So we have alternatives. Then some alternatives should be identified in the code. From the code, we have to select the best one. Then best one selected should be implemented with all successful factors. And after implementing, we have to monitor and review the progress of the decision as well. Have feedback. Likewise, in different instances, we will use the same cycle. Iterate. Decision is a choice made from available choices or available alternatives. Decision making is the process of identifying problems and opportunities and trying to resolve them. That's what I explained. Right, then we can identify different types of decisions. We just try to make Then we can identify two types of decisions. But you can identify any examples, no? Number for decision. Can you say decision? Strategic level decision or a HR decision, project decision, or maybe an operational decision. Those are actually the different types of decision. Now we are going to discuss. And we can identify two types of managerial organizational decisions. Or decisions made by decision makers. Right. What's the first one? Program decision. Right. Then the other one, the opposite one is non-program decisions. Then you have to consider similar words for the first one. What are the similar words for program decisions? Similar. Other terms. If you know the similar words, other terms, you can easily elaborate them and can have numerous examples also. Right. Then the thing is what, as I say, usually try to find a similar words for the given word. Right. Then what are the similar words for the term program? Similar words. Similar words. One may be plan, no? Plan decisions. Then another would be structured. Structured decisions. Another would be short term. Looking at the time period, short term decisions. Then one another would be operational decisions. Another would be routine decisions. Short-term, routine, operational, plan, structure, programs are similar words. Then these decisions involve situations that occur often, very often, regularly. Yeah? Therefore, the decision maker can easily engage, apply the decision rules to resolve these problems. Yeah, operational level problem. So another way you can use the term problem. Then there can be more information available to address these problems, which are routine. Right. Then lot of alternatives can be derived. Any number of alternatives can be derived. Then easily the best one can be selected. Then what are the examples for these decisions, problems? We have considered similar ones. Inventory management decisions, no? Order decisions, procurement decisions, employee payroll decisions, overtime decisions, vehicle maintenance decision, machine maintenance decisions. Those are very routine decisions. Employee management. Then lower level management, no? Mainly make decisions, for example. Not actually middle and upper level management. But global level managers should follow their guidelines, hierarchy in making these decisions. That's how one should be described in the example. Having done that, you can easily do the other one, opposite one. So the opposite with the unknown, right? Then similarly, we can identify some similar opposite terms for the second one, non-program decision. Then you can easily do that. Right. Planned, unplanned. Structured, unstructured. Short term, long term. Operational, strategic. Routine, non-routine. And some other similar words for that. But then you can use the term problem also, no? For them as unplanned problem, unstructured problems, long-term problem, strategic problems, non-routine problems. What are the examples for them? They are already described. Identified them in plan. Even in the introduction lesson. Right, business expansion, product development, enter into new markets, then strategic alliances, just and joint ventures, or like that. They are not happening this one. That covers long-term people from 3 to 5, 10 years. Short-term below 1 year. Then I didn't consider 1 year. Therefore, there should be another one, another type of distance between these two. Isn't there? There another one. In addition to these two. In addition to program and non-program, there's another one. Huh? Yes, no? We have not considered the decision made by middle managers. Functional management. Then there's another one. What is that? Then they have used the term additive semi-program decision. What they are in the otherwise, you will blame me. Saying that I did not talk about this. Because always we have to consider the 3 levels in the managerial hierarchy, to deal with this subject and other subjects. That's the code. I think levels to management, business. That's the code. But in these two, we consider only the operational level and the strategic level. If we the middle level, no? Then if we should consider middle level, it is very important. It helps both layers, top and the lower layer. But then there should be another special type of information system, no? Contributing to the supporting it. And now we are going to identify that. So it has not been mentioned here. Then what is that? Semi-program decision. As for the MIS subject, management information system, that is there, no, in your syllabus. Then all 3 should be added. That is called semi. Those who are absent cannot get this knowledge. They will only jot down the slides I uploaded. But don't share this information with them. Then we are also supporting such behavior. And behavior. Then they should attend the class to get the full knowledge. In the exam and other evaluation, I will much consider these things, but I have not included in the slides. But discuss additionally in the class. Right. Semi-program, no? Then we can identify similar words with the term semi-final. Okay. Then semi-plan. Semi-structure. Medium term. Medium term. Medium term. Then tactical. Operational, strategic, tactical. Routine, non-routine, semi-routine. Semi-routine. Right. Then similarly, you can use the term problem also for these semi-plan problems or tactical problems, uh, functional problems, medium term functional or tactical, or divisional or departmental. Right. What are the good examples for these? What's the time period considered? Medium term or annual term? Annual term. Time period is annual term. Then key examples are the budgets and departmental plans and departmental budgets. They have the semi-structure of the information. Partly, mostly they are based on the historical figures, but they have the medical information as well. Both are there at the middle level. Good examples are the functional budgets, production budget, marketing budget, finance budget, research and development budget, HR budget, HR plans. Right. Right. Then what are the what's the resource we should use to make decisions? What's the key resource? We need information to make decisions. Even we have all other resources. Without information, we can't make decisions. Managers cannot make decisions. Then, in organizations, the information is kept as what? The forms of information systems. No? ISP, information systems. Right. Then we can identify typical information systems supporting these three types of decision making. Right. Then what kind of information system that managers should use to make long-term decisions or strategic decisions, unstructured decisions? What are the information systems which are considered as executive, no? Executive information system or executive support system, ESS or EIS. EIS or ESS. Then what are the information system used by managers to make lower level decisions, operational level decisions? TPS, no? Transaction Processing Systems, TPS. Then what are the information systems remaining to support middle managers? Semi-program decision. MIS. And network information system. But now writers identify another level, no, as knowledge work systems. Where professional knowledge workers should use those information systems, which are called as knowledge work systems or decision support system. AWS or DSS. Now AI related applications can be highly used in them, no, to product design, right? Those things. But all these should be identified when you do that subject of strategic information management. So basically talk about the type of decisions. And knowledge workers can highly use those knowledge work systems with improved computer applications, software packages. Now, artificial intelligence is highly used to design product, to develop architectures, configurations of products. Sometimes they use robotic technology, robots, with the minimum human touch, human involvement. Okay, anyhow, these basic things that should be noted that, right? It's very important, no? Because always we make decisions, managers mostly make decisions. Then they should know the different types of these organizations should consider and what kind of information and information systems that they should use. Otherwise, they can't gain competitive advantage over other organizations. Right, any other questions or clarifications about defining and knowing the types of decisions? Any other questions? Right, then we will move to the third one. Third one is the processor. It's a making process. There is a diagram also. Right. It involves these 6 steps working as a cycle. As I mentioned orally, after the first one, the decision maker should identify the decision making requirement. There should be a need to make a decision. Problem should be identified. Right. Then it should be identified with the root cause analysis that comes to the second stage. Right. Like a medical doctor asks some question from a patient to diagnose the disease. In a similar way, managers also should identify problems by diagnosing them with the root cause reasons. Not only looking at the surface outcomes, but the surface outcome should be considered to see the area. Knowing the area, they should go deeply, to identify root causes. That is called that involves the second step. As an example, if there's a sales increase or drop, it's a gap. Then actual reason should be found for the drastic increase or increase. Right. It can be with due to many reasons, many reasons, not only with one. Sometimes there can be a problem in pricing, differentiation, quality, performance of the sales representatives, or promotions, distribution channel, competition, income level of customers. Then all should be noted as a set of factors behind the problem. Then after that, in the root cause analysis of the problem, then different solutions, alternatives should be found different as a pool. From that pool, the best solution should be selected. Then it should be implemented. It is considered as another different step. Then after that, the solution, the progress of the solution should be evaluated with the feedback. Then this may continue as a cycle again and again, over and over. Allowing learning to manage and influence to make future decisions successful. Right. Therefore, as individuals also, we should engage in these 6 stages. Right. Even in our mind, this happens. In making day-to-day decisions by us, we follow these steps very quickly in our mind. Mostly we don't do this. It also should be done. Feedback is essential not to complete any process. Feedback is a must. Okay, then all have been explained again in the handout. Right. Identification, recognition of different requirement means the decision maker should identify the problem. But problem may have the both characters, no? It can be a threat or an opportunity. Plus or minus, there's a gap. When the gap is significant, then irrespective of the nature, plus or negative, the diagnosis should be done. Reason should be found. Assuming that there's a huge sales increase in a period, then a manager should identify reasons for that. I says gone up unrestricted. Such a positive scenario also, they should identify reasons for that. But only in a negative situations, negative scenario. Then, knowing the symptoms, then they should consider these questions, no? To identify different causes. Right. Then, what's the nature of gap for the disequilibrium? Then, how did it occur? Where did it occur? Right? When did it occur? Who are responsible? What's the agency of having a solution or addressing the problem? What are the other things, events connected to that? Then, what are the results? And from which activity the results should come? Likewise, detailed analysis should be done. Even there is a positive or negative problem. That's the meaning of diagnosis. The doctor in medical doctor also does the same, no? Asking some questions or observing the reports we produce in moment. Right, then with that root cause analysis, the decision maker enables to identify different solutions, alternatives. But it is easy to identify many alternatives for short-term decisions, program decisions compared to other two types of decisions. Then, but anyhow, for any decision, there should be many alternatives. From these many, the best one should be selected. Looking at the cost and benefits, or looking at the way the solution helps achieving the corporate goals, overall goals, company goals. They have to do a risk analysis also. Risk analysis also should be done. Sometimes selecting the best one, we can't avoid the subjective orientation of the manager. His personal judgment, personal power, experience, past experience. Right. Sometimes above other factors, these factors would overrun the final selection. That mainly happens in the subjectivity is mainly happening in making long-term decisions, strategic decisions, where the nature of the problem is very complex, uncertain. The minimum information availability. There are no others involved in such a decision. Only these one or two people are supposed to make the decision. In such a situation, there is more chance to use the subjective orientation of the decision, right? But in lower level decisions, they cannot do that, not play politics. And then the selected chosen solution should be implemented where a lot of resources and other critical successful factors should be considered here, including technology, leadership, communication, employee motivation, right? Finance, structure, culture, all should be involved, right? Right. Then finally, the decision maker should gather information, mainly the operational level information, to assess the effectiveness, right? Evaluate the effectiveness of the decision making. It gives them to make future decisions as successful. But therefore, these 6 steps should function as a cycle. Treatment process cycle make up the one part of that. Also should have function as a cycle. Right. That's the third point should be understood. That the process of decision making. In any area, these steps should be found in any area, any problem. They can be seen in sales, HR, budgets, administration, in strategy, in HR, in a policy level in a country by used by governments or government agencies. In small businesses, small business managers also should be. Actually, their style of decision. Universities, schools, NGOs also. Because ultimate success of all these organizations depend on the way the decision makers make this. Even in the country, no. Now there's a pool knowledge. It depends on how they try to make decisions. They try to come to prevent integration, then they will make a successful decision. If they try to make offensive behavior, then they will make very adverse, very worse decision for the entire world. More than that. They try to arouse USA and others. It's a crucial situation now. People try to enjoy their own day-to-day agenda. It must be vigilant about to happen that. No? That like as we suffer again, no? As we have been suffering from COVID, from dollar appreciation. No? We will hit. We will be hit much because we all are dependent on imports from others. And one major income source is foreign employment. No? Employed in those countries, no? That region. No? We will be hit adversely compared to other countries, such as what happened. Right. It's a matter of making intelligent, brain-made decisions, not emotional decisions. And then we will move to the skip one to know different the alternative decision making models. Print out. Right, this is the first model we should consider. That is called classical decision making model or rational decision making model or normative decision making model. Okay. Right, then this decision making model is based on the rational economic assumptions, no? And using them, the decision makers or managers believe that the ideal decision making should be made based on these characteristics, assumptions. Right. First one says the decision maker assume that the goals, decision goals, and the problem can be easily defined. Can be easily defined. It is straightforward. Another assumption is the certainty of the situation is high. Then full information should be gathered to back the decision. Then evaluation criteria, all evaluation criteria are well known in order to maximize the return or results, economic results. Right. Therefore, with these factors, the decision maker tries to have a rational or logical behavior, no, to maximize the results. Right. But not all is not 100%, but mostly can be seen in the operational level decision, in program decision, compared to other two types of decision. But all decision makers, no, should follow these points given in the rational decision making model in having targets. Because in making all decisions, the decision maker should be able to maximize the results of the solution. The aim should be based on this one. But in making non-routine decisions, no, we can't see these characters can be attributed. We don't believe that these characters be attributed in making very complex decisions. These can be mostly seen in making global level decisions, operational decisions. They are very routine, no? Routine, less complex. But in making, in setting decision aims, in all decisions, the decision maker should follow these guidelines, no? Mentioned in the economic or rational model. Decision එක අමාරුයි කියලා අපි ඒක මේ maximize කරන්න දැන් නැති වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේද? අමාරුයි කියලා. It is not the manager's will. Managers always should have what is called positive behavior, no? To maximize the results, whatever the nature of the business or situation they face. COVID, monohour, they should face them happily, no? That is expected from manager. That's why that position is given, identified. Manage the situation. Therefore, all decision aims should be based on these guidelines. Which they manage by targets should be at the top levels. Then definitely we will end up with a reasonable result. Then our target should be at the upper level, not at the lower level. Religion have upper level targets, have maximum enthusiasm, motivation, have utmost courage to reach the happiness level. No? Yes, level. That should be the belief, no? Beliefs and assumptions. But when they do different difficult decisions, we can't handle them as expected. No? That's a different story. But she will have upper level of aims. No? Even Islam religion says that, no? Islam religion says that. Buddhism says that. Christian religion also says that. Here start. Maximum level. No? And then we are going to identify the next model of decision making. That is mentioned as what? What's the model name? Administrative model. Admin model. Right. Therefore, this model is more suitable. Using this model is more suitable to face complex problems. Right? Long-term or unstructured decisions. Right. Therefore, the ideas given in this may not be much in operational level decisions. But when you see that model, understand this model, you will say in all types of decisions, actually, the ideas given in this model may happen. All decision making. Right. Then this is considered as a very descriptive and very complex decision making model suitable for addressing complex decisions. There are two conditions highlighted in this model, which are mentioned in the red color words. What are the two conditions? Constraints. One is bounded rationality. That is a resource limitation, mainly the information resource limitation. Therefore, it says that decision makers try to make the decision based on the available information. Available information. They will have to I think you all have also made this decision based on that, accordingly, based on the available information. But at that time, you can reverse that. You have to continue this. And all the time, we try to select the decision and implement that based on the available information and with the other resource limitations. Right. Other resources can be our what is called financial situation, then what is knowledge level, abilities, backgrounds, family and school backgrounds, then prevailing situation in the country. But above these, this model says the decision maker highly relies on the availability of the information. That is correct, no? To make decisions, what is required? Maybe information. Right. Right. That is one constraint. Right? To see the limitations of decision making. Limitations of the decision making. The another limitation is what? Constraint is what? Even we have enough information and other resources, finally as individuals, we try to satisfy ourselves and the minds of our surroundings in making a decision. Sometimes we try to satisfy ourselves or our parents or our friends, our relatives, or our grandmothers, grandfathers in making a decision. But when we consider an organization, we try to satisfy our bosses or juniors or colleagues. Then that is mentioned as satisficing behavior. Satisficing behavior. Therefore, these two conditions try to intervene the final decision making of the decision maker. Right. Therefore, practically making all decisions, like irrespective of the different types of decisions we identify, these conditions try to intervene. Intervene us. Intervene manages. Right. Therefore, this is very practical, no? Practical. Therefore, this was introduced by Herbert Simon, the Simon model. Right. Then he got the Nobel Prize also for this one. He was able to obtain the Nobel Prize by introducing this model. Therefore, this model is seen in making all decisions. Assume that the mergers and acquisitions, such a decision is much made by senior managers based on these two conditions. Sometimes the now Airtel and Dialog is going to have a joint venture. If we look at and try to analyze that decision, strategic alliance decision made by the two companies can be nicely explained in this model. It is a very strategic decision, non-routine decision, or long-term oriented decision. Right. Then one reason to have that would be to face the competition, market competition. Right. When they work independently as two players in the market, none of these cannot capitalize their resources to maximize their returns. That may be one reason to make such a decision to have a joint. Earlier, Mobitel and SLT had such a movement. Then some companies are not working now. Earlier we had Lanka, Bell, Suntel, Teltel. They are no more. Because that's the industry nature of this industry is very competitive. Another reason would be to have a win-win situation by both in the market. That is also to face the competition. Right. Another would be to have the controllable interest. I mean, one said that the Airtel is more powerful than Dialog. It has short live in the Sri Lankan market. It is more powerful globally than Dialog. Because of that high power, right, held by Bharat company, Bharat Airtel. Then it tries to forcefully have such a joint venture with the Dialog. Dialog is a profit making company even now. Profit making. Even despite that, it has to follow them. Right. Then managers in both companies may try to justify such a movement with these two factors. Then one can say, based on the available information, right, or current progress or current performance, we have to go for such a joint venture. Another, I think, actually what is happening, the power holders try to satisfy their wishes. They try to satisfy their wishes. So they try to satisfy the most interested parties' wishes. Sometimes this idea might come from a major shareholder of one of the companies. Major shareholder, one of the companies. Then to satisfy such an interest, then this may be happening. But lower level employees cannot make any against that. Initially, they may have the resistance. They try to show them, but finally they will go under this. In private companies, but in private companies, less trade union capacity. If it's a government organization, then they can intervene. Failure, CED, such as semi-governmental, local governmental organization in Sri Lanka, then trade unions can oppose this. But these two companies are private companies. They don't have much strong unions. That would be another reason to easily implement this by the senior managers. Companies. Right. Therefore, in making such very rare decisions, by companies, by managers, then the ideas given in these models should be used to analyze such decision-making situation. Bounded decision. That's why it is said as administrative model. Business administrators try to use these as the decision-making moves based on their capacity and positions. Then other middle level and lower level managers of these organizations should follow them. Right. Even governments and external bodies cannot intervene. No? That is their scope of decision making. The government regulators cannot intervene. Because these are very private companies. They are very independent. No? Operate in the market. Competitive market. Or no one is trade union intervention, no, in these companies. Right. Then third one is the political decision making model. Practically, this is also happening in making such very ambiguous decisions. Right. It is not bad. No? Political model is not bad. It should happen actually. It says that to take those advanced decisions, non-programmed decisions, the manager should make these decisions in teams, not alone, as individual decisions. They should use coalitions, different teams. In these two companies, I think not only one man, that idea might be discussed in a board of directors. Maybe it has gone to the management committee meetings as well at the middle level. They might have meetings several times, several rounds. Right. Because political model, they should use this political model where the matter should be discussed in teams, cross-sectional teams, so several times in the same teams. Sometimes there can be open discussion, by managers in both companies, not together, in signing the MBO agreements. There should be agreements, right? Right. Therefore, in making those complex decisions, this model says managers should use coalitions. They should make decisions in teams. Right. What are the reasons to say so or do so? One is organizations are made up of different groups which have diverse interests, goals, and values. Right. That is one reason, argument for making team-based decisions, especially in non-program decisions. Another reason is information availability is very less, and nature of the problem is very ambiguity, which are not routine. Right. That is another reason. Third one is managers do not have enough time, resources, and capacity to make decisions alone. Therefore, they have to get others' views, ideas also. Then finally, results of bargaining power among coalition members are power politics. It depends on the bargaining power they have in the market. But in a perfect competitive marketplace, the firms operating in the market have less bargaining power. But the suppliers, customers have more bargaining power. Therefore, definitely, to have an equilibrium situation, they have to do strategic analysis like this. That's the nature of these industries. Therefore, all these advanced decisions can be much seen in the last two decision-making models. But as I mentioned, even for this model, they may have very optimistic goals, using these strategic alliances to say, with this new movement, both companies can be benefited, with high sales, high profits, and high appearance in the international market, global marketplace, or in the Sri Lankan marketplace. Right. But all these are done to nowadays. All these should be done to recover the cost problems, increase cost. They have invested much in fixed capital, but now within the expected time period, they see that they cannot recover the benefit. Even they cannot recover the payback. Because of that, they try to merge. That's the main reason to get the cost, to recover the cost of investment. In now Sri Lankan market, they don't see very positive move to recover those investments. Therefore, they try to have the merge. then that burden can be shared by both companies, no? Burden can be shared by both companies together, all together. Right. Then, if there's another single market, a single brand, then all customers should buy, the same single brand, single brand. In that sense also, it is a benefit to the company, both companies. All customers in the two companies, now current customers, should continue, the service. Because it is very difficult to cancel, rectify. But if there's another one, to attract those customers, then that objective cannot be achieved. I think now we don't see it. In addition to dialogue and there's another one, immediate competitor in the local market. So that is SLT and Mobitel. They might analyze that as that threat. I said that in making it the risk analysis should be done. They might do that risk analysis as well. They are the experts, they are us in these areas, they are the experts. They know not much about what is happening and what could happen in future. All these are well known by them. Because they are the experts, They have enough experience and knowledge in the telecommunication industry sector than us. But they should actually get the inputs of these theories. Actually. They should not make blind decisions. Right. Then they should consider to discuss these matters with middle and lower level managers, to get their support. Right. Finally, what happens? The power politics, all are used, to do these strategic changes. Then middle level managers, lower level managers, all should follow those. But if there are strong trade unions, the situation would be different. There are strong trade unions, as in our government and semi-governmental organizations. But we don't see that in these two companies. Right, then we will go to the last one. That is different decision-making styles used by managers. Right, here we will identify 4 different alternative or different decision-making styles, which are called as individual decision-making styles. Right, what are the 4 styles? First 2 are directive style and the analytical style. Then the next one is the conceptual style. The last one is the behavioral style. Right. Then things mentioned in the first one is very similar to the things mentioned in the classical model, classical or rational model. Therefore, this directive style can be easily applied in making routine decisions or program decisions or operational decisions. The similar things mentioned in the classical decision-making model can be seen here. Right. The other 3 should be used in making non-routine decisions or very complex decisions. Right. I'll explain the things mentioned there in the first one. The directive style is used by individuals who prefer to clear out the solutions problem easily and to present efficient and very rational behavior, applying different rules and procedures to make the decision. Therefore, all this happen in operational level decisions, routine decisions, or in program decisions. Right. Second one says the decision maker using the analytical style likes to consider complex solutions based on much data gathered from systems. Systems. Here, the novel problems should be well handled with the information available between the systems, information system, like AI or any include computer packages should be used. That's what said. Especially in knowledge work, I mentioned knowledge work systems, those should be used to have novel solutions. Come up with the novel solutions, product development, process improvement, like this. Right. The other two are also similar, but in the third one, not only the systems, computer-based systems to gather more information in addition to the information provided by the systems, the manager should contact other parties and individuals, using oral communication. Right. Therefore, system and contact information both should be as per this style. That is better, right? Because a system cannot generate man-made decisions, man-made information. Right. Then it is a socially oriented decision-making style. Right. But this also should work for complex decisions. The last one is very behavioral, behavioral. Here, the manager should use one-to-one communication, or they should understand feelings of others, right, in making a decision. Then in the said the strategic alliance between dialogue and reality, I think those managers should use not only the first time, they should use second, third, or fourth one altogether. Then I think everybody in the lower, middle and lower level stages or layers also will support them. It's a matter of using the insights given in the second, third, and fourth styles. Then they can easily implement it. But even they do not do that, finally, I think those employees will follow it. Because no trade union culture in these businesses. Otherwise, they have to go home. Managers will fire them. Sometimes these most people, employees will work at the contract basis. Even in that happens in private companies also, no? There are contract or temporary workers, no? Less permanent workers, no? They do jobs for contractual basis. That's the trend. Only in Sri Lanka, but in the world. Then they are very powerless, no? They have to follow what is told by management. That fear is there. But in the government sector, it is different. Sri Lanka. Government sector. They are permanent. Then job security is high. What else? They have unions. Most organizations have unions. Then managers cannot abolish them. Bypass. That is one advantage, right? Enjoyed by workers, not lower level workers in public sector. In here, but in private sector, they have less power. They have to follow what the managers say. That is there. One way that is a disadvantage of lower level. And that's how these concepts in this lesson should be understood. But many other questions, but models and styles are different, but two are overlapping each other. But To study all this, we should know the particular type of the decision. Everywhere, right? We have to consider the type of decision making, nature of the problem. Right? Based on that, we have to consider this model is more suitable for that decision. No? First, we have to know the nature of the decision, type of the decision. If they are operational level decisions, I think we can consider the rational decision making model and the directive decision making model easily. No? Then the 6 steps in the decision making process also can be done easily, very quickly now. Right. When managers confront with very complex decisions, then they have to much use the other models and other styles, alternative styles like administrative model, political model, analytical style, directive style, not directive, conceptual style, and behavioral style. In those decisions, the first thing is to know the nature of the problem or the decision confronted by the manager or decision maker, right? That should be noted. After that only we have to, borrow things as we discussed in other learning points. First thing is to know the nature of the decision, whether it is operational, strategic, or tactical. But I did not consider tactical here. It is in between, operational and strategy. But that is another level. We can't abolish that. Therefore, in giving examples, you can, as now we found, you can consider whether it is operational for program or non-program. Those two should be used, but you should know there is another one in between as a semi-program decision. In giving examples and explaining with these learning points, it is very difficult to use a semi-program decision. It is not necessary to use. The right opposite things, two things should be used, program and non-program. But we should note that when we consider 3 managerial levels, there should be another one in between strategic and lower level. For that purpose, I communicated that. Then even authors have only considered the 2 opposite things, no? In justifying the use of the particular different models and styles of this, even process of this. They have not used the semi-program decisions here. It is not necessary, but we should know that there is such a one. Okay, then should we have a break? No, 4:30. But it took about 1 like we can have a break for about 5-10 minutes. Right? Coming back, first we will have your individual quiz. Then we will do 1 or 2 cases. when your semester ends, focus far, far away. That's why I did they decided in a original time slots. That may be the reason. Yeah. All right, 6 months. Then okay, it will go up to eight months. But then we can easily cover up now this class. Now I have only this class. At SAP, I finish all other classes. Now they are having exams. Then teams should work for the assignment also. Now I have given the assignment to prepare the concept book. Yeah, me, I have written here. May 12 to upload the report to the LMS. The deadline is this one. Deadline is May 12th. 12th May. I will write down that on the whiteboard. Shall we continue? Others will do it, no? Based on the available numbers. Then the deadline is 12th May to upload the report. The LMS. You may go up to 11:59 of the day, but don't wait till the last moment. It's about the concept book, team concept book. I gave the guideline, no? Because outline also you can refer it. If any practical question, please ask from me in other classes. Right, number one, not now. The all absent. 1, 2, absent all the time. Number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, then your chance. Number 8. For 9.
Problems to alternatives and to make choices. So the first one is creative style. This is used by individuals who prefer simple and clear out solutions to their problems. The efficient and rational by rely on existing rules or procedures for making those decisions. Second one is the analytical style. These are considered complex solutions based on how much data they can gather. Then search for the best possible decision with the information available. Third one is the conceptual style. This considers a broad amount of information from both the people and the system. They are mostly social oriented than the analytical style. So the problems are solved in a creative way. The last one is the behavioral structure. So I'm just using this structure. Style, we like to talk to the people one-on-one to understand their feelings to fix the problem and consider the effects of given decision on the people.
Number 9. Just one thing. A little loudly. This happen as a cycle, no? Like 6 steps are happening as a cycle. Right. Number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, fully absent. 16, 17, 18, 19, fully absent. Next part, 20. 20. 21, 22, 23. These are also absent continuously. Tell me if available. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Continuously absent, not relevant for this subject. They have been exempted. No? That's why they are leaving that after marketing. I thought they are disregarding this subject. But they can disregard, but they have to do, no? 24, 23, numbers from 23 to 30, fully absent, huh? Not relevant, I think. 16 to 19 also fully absent. First and two are absent for both, like marketing. That's the nature of this group, I think. Exemption. Right, then this one, number 31, no one.
So for decision making, there are six steps, which is around like a circle. First one is vision of the requirement. We should identify the requirement. Then analyze of the case. Third one is finding the alternatives, means development of the alternatives. Fourth one is describe of the alternatives. Then the next step is implementation of chosen alternative. Then the sixth one is the evaluation and feedback. The activity circulates in the solutions.
Okay, then both of you should be able to briefly explain the steps also. Knowing the point is not enough later. For the quiz, okay, but you should know how to elaborate these steps. Next one, 32.
Whether I mean understood. Example for those who employ decisions, quality decisions, and payroll decisions. And the second one is non-program. Non-program decisions are in structured and one-time. Other than these main two, we can say about the semi-program decisions also. These decisions are made by managerial level staff. For example, HR plan and budget.
At 33. 33, absent. There is a Melanie, no? Absent, no? Melanie is 34, right? Thirty-two answer to. Then 33 is absent, no? Right, this one 34, Melanie.
Decision making is the process of the identify problems and specific and resolving them. The types of the decision. First one is program decision. There is the examples of the decision and payroll decision, overtime decision, etc. Non-program decision is the one-time decision. They are the unplanned, unstructured, long-term and non-contained decisions. The third one is semi-program decisions. This is the semi-structured, medium, practical, semi. The decision-making information systems are executive information system, transaction processing system and MIS. The process of the decision making is the surface. There is the recognition of the decision requirement, and the analysis of process, development of the alternative, selection of the described alternatives, implementation of the chosen alternatives, in the about and evaluation and the feedback, the decision making model, the sensible model, the administrative model, and the political model. The personal styles of decision making, the directive style, the analytic style, conceptual style, and behavioral style. Last thing is the non-moving decisions.
Right. Last one is 36. Little a bit loudly, yeah. There's another number. S35. Is the first day. Yeah. The first day. Then I have to find another place. Yeah, I will take this 30 as 35. Yeah. Right, then from today you continue, no? Right. What's your answer today? Yes.
Effective style. It is used by intelligence to real solutions to problem. It is analytical style. It considers the complex solutions as much as they can and gather the data. Conceptual style is a broad amount of information, both from people and systems. It is social or internal. Behavior style is managers use this style to talk one by one and understand their feelings and for their problem.
Right. 36.
Condition. All situations that have occurred in every system will be developed and applied in the future. Example like payable and the other one, unprogrammed decisions are made in the response to situation that I unique, are fully defined and largely structured, become planned. Decision making models are designed as if for normative models. It's based on rational economic assumptions and managers believe about what ideal decision making should be. Normally, it is manager believes about what ideal decision making should be. And the other one is administrative model. It's considered to be a descriptive and describe how managers actually make decisions in complex situations rather than stating how they should make decisions according to theoretical ideas. This model is based on growth on bounded rationality and satisfaction. Bounded rationality means that people have limits or boundaries on how rational they can be. Organizations are so complex and managers have time and ability to process only a limited amount of information to make decisions. Satisfying means that decision makers should choose the best solutions, alternative that satisfy minimum decision criteria. The third model is the political model. It's useful for making non-programmed decisions when conditions are uncertain, information is limited, and there are conflicts in achieving goals. Managers often engage in coalitions, basic for making complex organizational.
Anybody did not answer today? What's your number?
Decision making is the process of identifying problems and things and solve them. They are data information. classical model, administrative model, and political model. Political model is used for making programs, making when certain information is needed, and they are increasingly giving goal managers often engaging solution building for making complex their organizational.
Continue. Question number 6.
This is a choice made from available alternatives. Decision making is the process of identifying problems and opportunities solving. I would like to explain describe the process of decision making. Firstly, recognize of decision requirement. Next, diagnose the analyze of causes. Mainly, managers analyze the underlying causes. Examples of when it occurs, to whom it occurs, how it occurs, and next to step development of alternative. And next step is selection of desired alternative. Desired alternative means the best alternative is one of the management looking to overall achieve overall goal. Next step is implementation of chosen alternative, and final step is evaluation and feedback. Then decision makers on information when get companies goals and achieve.
Right. Anybody prevail? Question number?
Personal style of decision making. This refers to how individuals evaluate problems, generate alternatives, and make choices. There are four styles of decision making. They are the directional style, the analytical style, the conceptual style, the behavioral style. When considering the directional style, it is used by individuals who prefer thinking, simple, clear out solution to problem. When considering the analytical style, like to consider complex solution based on as much data can gather in that search for the best possible solution in the information available. When considering the conceptual style, considers the broad amount of information both from people and thinkers. They are more socially oriented than those with analytical style. Hence, like growth problems creativity. The behavioral style manages using style like to talk to people one understand their feelings about the problem and consider the effect of the event general people.
All answer, no? Only 7. 11. 11 is 7. Altogether, there should be 22, no? Half is over. Half is absent, half is present. These are not relevant to this subject. Fourteen are not relevant for this subject. He's doing today. Then I will use the ebook. And it's a case about the Dharma's decision. The Dharma. Case study. Answers have also been given, short answers later. Right. Mr. Sharma joined this company, IIT, Indian Institute of Technology, as like the premier educational institution. Yeah, as these three institutions, universities and colleges. These are public institutions. Management, IIM is there, Indian Institute of Management. That's also IIS. It's for technology. Like, this is a knowledge-based job. It demanded high level of latest knowledge and high level of skills and practicing different teaching methods. Right. And also holding some admin jobs to coordinate the institute and the industry. Similar UGC system is there in India also, no? As here it sets policies and including pay structures, no? To the people in these institutions. But UGC has not introduced a very equal policy, rational policy during this time that has affected badly to the motivation of Mr. Sharma, right? Then the pay of Mr. Sharma has been fixed at the level of these juniors, juniors in the institute, as said by, according to the policies recommended by, or weightages recommended by UGC. Right. Then Sharma was quite unhappy about the parity of salary, between people having different qualifications and experience. In Sri Lanka, we don't have that, no? We have very clear-cut policies, no? Okay, salary scales, but we have to improve that. With the overall gap, no range, but it is should be modified in future. The mega range disparity kabukaran. It is salary southern as a national policy. Right. But in India, I think there are very confused salary structures, no, which are not equal. But that's the nature of that country, no. It is very big. Diversity is very high. No? It is very difficult to make. But despite that, it is trying to have clear policies, no, in these issues, overcoming the issues, past issues. But we don't see that in Sri Lanka. How is it? Put it in the balance. Right. Then the same happens in another period of time also. No? Right. Then some other juniors, who recently joined the institution are also getting a similar salary compared to Sharma's. All these have affected, the final decision he has made to leave the organization. Right. Then Mr. Sharma rushed to the chambers of the directors of management of IIT and told him he was quitting or leaving the job in the institute, and he was going to join a government degree college in the remote area, Rajamandri. He further said that he was going to get the same salary in a small town. But the director was shocked after listening to Mr. Sharma. And this is a small case study there. says the importance of making decisions. Usually as well as an organizational level. Both have not happened yet. Expected. And both are suffering. Employee and management both are suffering. Then the first question is, do you justify the decision made by Sharma? For answer was given. No? The decision of Mr. Sharma seems to be driven by only money factor, considering salary factor, money factor. That he would be getting same salary in a smaller town is absolutely right if only money factor is considered. But if profession is not only earning money, no? Yeah, a lot of opportunities are visible, not to give positions, to have industry linkage, and to have administrative positions. Those are unwanted factors, no? In our motivation. But here, he only considers the money factor. If that is the case, it is good as an individual decision. But if he is going to get the same salary, then it is further justified the initial decision. But such a job is not now only to earn money. It's a lot of opportunity to do that. Okay. In that sense, he should have thought twice, considered twice before making the final decision. Right. But the case is very short. It does not give more information as to have a wider answer. But this is that since this IIT is very prestigious and popular internationally, he has not considered that reputation to develop profession. And he has made the decision only looking at the salary. That's the way you have to give a very impartial information answer. Second question is, do you suggest any measures to stop Mr. Sharma leaving the organization or quitting the job? Right. Then senior manager should consider what he has considered, expected. But before taking any decision to stop Sharma leaving or resigning, then we should analyze whether he is a capable person, valuable person to this IIT. We mean management, chamber, or board should identify, but those are visible no? As to the given information in the first two paras. No? He is also capable, qualified person. If he is very valuable to the organization, right, the following can be used as one options, alternatives. One is counseling about this gains, no, other than only the salary from the current job at IIT. But that should be explained before the counseling advice. Second one, offering other concessions. If we much worry about worries about salary, there is at least not increase basic salary, some allowances from that should be given. That way preventing leaving. Maybe. I'm surely say. These are the two options that senior managers can consider now. Allow him to rethink the initial decision. I feel all these have been already in the place, no? In advance. So, happening the problem, manager should have introduced this, no? Different options. Right. Beyond UGC level, no? That's the meaning of management. Manager should have internal mechanisms, whatever the outside the regulations, rules. By following them, internally, no, the managers may have such mechanisms introduced proactively. Then these problems would not happen. Actually, before the selection, recruitment, all this should have been communicated, no? in the advertisement, no? Advertisement. Advertisement. Then reading them, people will apply. Up to that, the institution might incur a lot of cost now to recruit up to the hiring level. And if others know that such things are happening, presentations, the leaving are happening in these organizations, is not good for the good name. No? Therefore, as a senior manager, should have introduced these clear-cut policies, especially HR policies. Those should be communicated in paper advertisements also. Then people can easily understand what are the benefits and what are the expectations of this institution and come to the place. This is a small instructive case that to know about the importance of having participative decision making, team decision making. Right. Participative decision making is when the leader involves the members of the organization. No? But there we did not see that in that case. Other perspectives of the situation are discovered because the leader deliberately asks and encourages others to participate by giving their ideas, perceptions, knowledge and information about the decision. We didn't see such things have been in place in the given case, IIT. At that time, now I think the situation would be different. The leader maintains the total control of the decision because although outside information is considered, the leader alone decides. Therefore, participative decision making should not be used blindly. Everything should not be given to the others, no? But leader should steer the decision. Therefore, leader is also completely responsible for the good or bad outcome of the result of the decision. Responsibility එකක් ගන්න ඕනේ. This is especially valuable when a person is affected negatively by the decision. Right. In most cases, the individual is informed before the decision is implemented. Therefore, no surprises. But it has not happened in that case. No? And usually feel good about personal involvement. If the leader is a good communicator and listens carefully to the information collected, he or she will usually have more accurate understanding about the situation and make better decisions. The disadvantages of group decision making are very slow, time consuming, and less security. Sometimes the information can leak to outsiders because there are more involved in the decision. Like Sarma-like people leaving to other organizations, there's a threat for the form. Then consultant will identify some advantages and disadvantages of individual and group decision. Mentioned before this case letter. Right. Then these advantages of the group decisions can be considered as the disadvantage or limitations of the individual one, no? Individual decision. Then the disadvantages or limitations of the group decision making can be considered as the advantages of individual decision making. Right. If you know one, the other can be noted, no? Easily. Right. Then these are the advantages of group decisions. More information and knowledge can be gained because different people are involved. That's what we identified in the letter styles of decision. Right. But disadvantage is, but this is not seen in the individual decision, no? Then disadvantage of group decision making is it takes more time consuming, waste time. Right, then that is one advantage. In individual decisions can be done quickly within a shorter period of time. Right. Then another advantage of group is greater number of alternatives can be gained or different experiences can be gained. Right. That is not seen in individual decision making. Right. Then there's a limitation of the same, no? Sometimes there can be high pressure from group members and to have their agreement to a common goal, like common view. There can be disagreements or conflicts. That is another limitation of group. It is not seen in the individual. Right. Participation is increases. Even commitment, acceptance of members, right, about the decision also increases. But that is not seen in the individual decision making. What's the limitation of that side? Sometimes the few members only can dominate the decision, not allowing others to even talk. It is not seen in individual decision making. Then people, everybody understand the decision better. That is not seen in the individual decision. But costlier than individual decision. Costlier or time consuming. Same is mentioned. Yeah, then it helps cooperation, communication, collaboration. It is not seen in individual. Right then, but there can be intentionally reduce of the responsibility. Some members may not contribute to the team decision making, assuming that others will do. It is called social loafing, free ride. But that is not seen in individual decision making. The limitation. Huh? Number 6 is advantage. One man control is reduced and authority is shared. But it happens in individual decision making. One man control. One man show, one man control is there. But as mentioned above, there can be conflict, disagreements. It is more seen in group decision making, but it is not seen in individual decision making. And this is suitable for make creative and innovative decisions. But it may limit in the individual decision making. But we can also sometimes even single person can make a better decision, no? Right. All the time. But that's why it is silent. Limitation has not been identified in that part. Can't say even in the world, these things have been done by individuals, no? Individuals, the majority by minority individuals. Thomas Edison, then Albert Einstein, individual character, Nobel Prize winners, even Simon, those are individuals. I think that's why it is not challenged. It's in blank. Steve Jobs, those are individuals, no? Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, those are individual characters. But we promoted teamwork also, no? Based on their individual orientation, they promoted teamwork. And there are team decision making or group decision making techniques used to have creative thinking, creative operation. Right. One is attribute listening. Right. It has been introduced by Crawford. It involves listening all attributes of the problem, right? And attempt is made to modify each attribute or group attributes in many ways as possible. Right. Initial ideas can be moderated among the team members. No? That is called attribute listing technique in a group or team decision making. Right. This one is brainstorming. It is well known. No? It is widely used. Everybody spontaneously together can come up with the problems, ideas together, which are discussed at the time itself. It is widely used, brainstorming. Finally, everybody makes the final decision at that time. Right. Then garden technique or Gordon technique is a little different one developed by Gordon. In order to encourage wider and more innovative outlook, the participants are kept in dark, blind about the exact nature of the problem. Right. Therefore, this is more unconstrained than brainstorming. Unconstrained than brainstorming. Participants are kept in dark about what's the reason. Because in the brainstorming, people know each other. Ne? Therefore, sometimes the individual members may be reluctant to give very opposite ideas, extreme ideas, because everybody knows each other. But in that garden technique, they are not known each other. Then they can really give ideas. No? Even opposite ideas can be forward. That's why it is said they're more unconstrained than brainstorming. So the power gap same අපි consider කරන brainstorming වල කතා කරන්නේ බයනේ. සමහරවල් ලැජ්ජාවයි තියෙන අපේ සංස්කෘතිය. ඒතර brainstorming වල අවශ්‍යයි. The next one is nominal group technique. This technique consists of these steps. The leader explains the problem to the members of the target group. Then members write his or her idea independently, like in the garden technique, but which are known each other here. Right. That's how we should consider it. Distinguish that with the garden technique. Each member presents their own best idea as an independent presentation. Maybe on a blackboard or a whiteboard. Now we can use online method. It is presented independent. It is very opposite to brainstorming. Right. Then a discussion is held to evaluate the ideas presented by members in such a way, independent. It may take more time compared to the brainstorming. No? But this is another alternative method. Right. The last one is Delphi technique. Now, with Google Forms, questionnaire forms, this can happen. No? Members need not to meet physically. Right. Then they are scattered geographically using modern technology like Zoom or video conferencing or Google Forms. They can gather information in a questionnaire form. That is widely used by researchers, no? Right. To get the ideas of the participants. And that is said as the Delphi technique. There is no face-to-face interaction. It is used to collect information from physically dispersed persons through a questionnaire. The technique permits collect of ideas from different experts or laymen about a particular research project. It is widely used in research. Delphi technique. But managers also can use the same. Therefore, all these are different. Each has own purpose to present group decision making technique compared to individual decision. These are summary points. decision making can be regarded as an outcome of cognitive process, psychological process, leading to selection of a course of action among alternatives. Another similar name for alternative is course of actions, options, course of actions. Making a decision implies that there are alternative choices to be considered and the best alternative should be selected. Most decisions are made by moving back from forth between the choice of criteria. In evaluation, it should happen, no? Forward, backward, journey should be done. That's how we should evaluate. Not only in one direction. We have to cross check. Right. There is a 5-step in this, but we identify 6 steps. I think here selection implementation can be done, considered in a same step, but we split them off. Right, then group decisions are those taken by group of persons for the particular purpose. We noted much about that, but we compared that with individual decision making, and finally we identified mostly used alternative group decision making techniques. To foster creativity in group decision making, many techniques can be used, such as attribute listing, brainstorming, garden technique, nominal group technique, and delphi. Right. We briefly explained it. You have revisit there. Again, with your own revision. Otherwise, you will forget. Knowing the term is not enough. No, you have to elaborate. Right, which I again summarize it. Group of people are given a problem and suggestions all together. Brainstorm. Getting information from physically dispersed person. That is not much clear. Intuition is the apparent ability to acquire knowledge without interfering or use of reasons. Intuition. Animals have that, no? Better than human beings. Right. Nominal group technique help generate ideas while letting group members think independently. Optimizing, making the best possible. That's what I mentioned. In all decisions, target should be kept at the optimization. Very positive level. Rationality, having complete knowledge about all details of a given situation, is very seen in program decision compared to other decisions. And those are the things that we should cover. It is very important. But mostly we make decisions all the time. Sannivedana mind. Decision making का कार्य के सामने देखने मना देखिए तो decide कर लेना करा. कार्य को ढूंढना चाहिए मैंने. एक decision making है by decision making process. Consumer by decision making process. आवश्यकता है मैंने आवश्यकता था पड़ेगी. कहते हैं बाद ताश के जाने की आवश्यकता. किधर जाने? ये मानस වැඩ කරන විදිය තමයි ඩිසයින් කියන්නේ. Okay, then we will wind up now. Wind up the lesson in this way. And try to consider the deadline now and finish timely and upload that. On the last day, if it allows, we will have oral presentations. The last classroom day.